How's it, everybody? And a warm welcome to the NFT show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko, and tonight I'll be bringing you Freestyle Fridays. Freestyle Fridays wouldn't be complete without my co host, Cade.
What's up?
Cade,
What's up, dude? What's up?
just in the nick of time, my brother.
As always, I'm sorry. Honestly, I was fighting with this fucking ice cream. No, sorry, my ice thing. I put in a bunch of frozen coffee in there, thinking I could, hack the system and have coffee and not dilute my coffee. Have like frozen ice cubes, but it's like sugary, so it's stuck to the ice cube tray, so I can't even get it out.
That's
So
hilarious.
I was wrestling with that for 2 minutes.
No worries. Anyone who's not following Cade, follow him on Twitter, YouTube. His links are below. Let's jump straight into it. Cade, you're going to have to move your camera down. You're making me look short.
Oh my bad.
All right, market update. So, OpenSea, we are seeing increases in the daily volume. We had yesterday 20 million, the day before 25 million US dollars. Today, so far, 11 million. But you can see it is slightly trending upwards, but I mean, nothing to write home about. And yeah, it does seem pretty quiet to me still. But definitely nice to see a bit of an uptick. It's better than going backwards. But something really, really interesting. In the last week, I've been watching X2Y2 sales very carefully, and they are equaling OpenSea at the moment. So if you look at yesterday, they did 20 million, 12,000 ETH, which is 20
Whoa.
million US dollars. And if we look at OpenSea's numbers yesterday, they did 20 million. So very, very interesting. This is the first time that I've seen another marketplace do this. And they seem to be doing it consistently. So obviously, X2Y2 at the moment has got a 0% trading fee on it. And you
Wow.
also earn their tokens. So that 2.5% for the moment you don't have to pay, and you earn X2Y2 tokens. So
Mm,
I really hope that OpenSea sees the writing on the wall and launches their own reward token, because
for
they
real.
definitely saw when LooksRare was starting to take some of their place, and then they launched that mass bid on a collection, which was LooksRare's thing, and that's
Yep.
really taken the wind out of the sails of LooksRare. So now they've got to be seeing what X2Y2 is doing, and hopefully this will finally get them to see the light and get a token in there.
Yeah, 100%. I'm supposed to be interviewing. I forget exactly when I'm supposed to be interviewing the guys over at X2Y2. So that would be sick. So I can talk to them and figure out some details. See if they've been talking to OpenSea. That'd be pretty funny. Did you see that feud, by
Yeah.
the way, on Twitter with OpenSea, Looks Rare, and Magic Eden?
No.
Bro,
Tell me
you
about it.
missed it? Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude, they were beefing. All their official accounts were beefing. Let me show you. I tweeted this because I thought that was hilarious. I screenshotted it. Basically, Magic Eden posted some video. OpenSea basically clapped back, and so here's what happened. I'll show you. Here, will you make? Okay, there we go.
I'll make you big.
Yeah, maybe make it bigger. Let me turn the bulk bright or something. So OpenSea is a notable Ethereum project. This is what happens when you don't do your own research. Magic Eden calls them out, like laughing at them, and then Magic Eden responds says, "That's why my Top Shot NFTs are." Oh, fuck, I can't read it. That's all right. That's why my NFT Top Shots never got frozen in the same font of this, basically like taunting each other. And then Looks Rare comes in and starts talking, and then it was so funny. And then all the comments were like, "Oh man, the intern got away with it. The interns on it was just so funny, bro. I just couldn't believe it. It's like eBay, Amazon, and like Etsy arguing on like social media with each other. It's just
But
so
it
funny.
seems like it was in good jest, right?
I don't know, bro. It was definitely a bit of a dick measuring contest.
Interesting.
It was pretty
Interesting.
funny. It was good drama. Honestly, it's been good vibes in the NFT space the past 3 4 days. I feel like I've seen a lot of people just in good. I don't even know, like feeling themselves. I guess like
Good
a, way more
spirits.
positivity. Yeah, in good spirits. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the reason why.
Yep.
Ethereum,
Woo.
$1,925. Bitcoin, $24,000. We had a really bullish week. We know that the Fed numbers came out positive, better than expected at 8.5 instead of 8.7. Everyone's saying it's really just because of oil and that we haven't seen the worst of it. However, the market cheered. We're looking at the stock exchanges had an incredible week. Even today, again, up big. NASDAQ up over 1.5%, S&P up about the same. So we're really seeing a great week. Yeah, I mean, no one knows anything, and as far as what the future holds. But I'll tell you my feeling, and I could be completely wrong, and I'm not a crypto guy. I sold a whole lot of Ethereum at about 1.9.
Okay.
And I'm expecting there to be a dump, whether it be a day, a week, or a month. There's going to be a big dump, I think, not just based on what I'm exposed to, which is always an echo chamber. But I really strongly believe that this is going to dump before the merge that's happening mid-September. And then we'll see what happens from there. But I could be completely wrong. So obviously nothing we say is financial advice, and this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Not that you should copy me, but I've sold a fortune of ETH. I've got it sitting in USDC, and I'm ready to deploy it when it gets a sub 1.5. But I'm hoping to get in around 1.2. But I don't know. I obviously don't know. But yeah, that's my personal feeling there.
Yeah, I sold a little bit yesterday. Just a little bit. I sold I don't even know how much. I sold some yesterday just because you don't know. And it seems like all the bigger YouTubers like Elliot Trades, they're saying it's just more than likely just a relief rally followed up by probably a decline after. But yeah, we don't know when. It could literally be in 2 months. Like ETH could go to $2,600. What's his name? Alex Becker saying go to 4,000. I was like, what? So
Alex Beck, I don't know. So first of all, Elliot Trades has been very bearish throughout, and you get guys on the other side of the spectrum that are as bullish. But with that said, I'm leaning towards the bearish side for now. But that could just be the trauma of us going sub 1,000 ETH and sub 20,000 Bitcoin. That just makes me think that this isn't real. This is just a cat bounce. But I don't know if you saw Becker posted a video yesterday. Did you see it?
Well, so here's the thing. The main takeaway is that Alex Becker bought so long ago. Like he's been in profits this whole time. Like so right now he's in big profits. So his situation is just very different. Like he's playing with money he doesn't give a fuck about at all. And he bought during like the biggest dips. That's when he was buying. So he's up a lot right now. So for him to take to keep holding himself in the market doesn't make as much sense for him. But for the majority of people who weren't doing what he was doing, that's the problem with like Alex Becker's content. It's not that helpful sometimes because he's such in a different bracket.
Well, he did that video in June that you told me about, where he was saying buy, and that was pretty much near the bottom. And he did a video now saying he sold all of it. He sold all of his crypto, and he sold all of his shares. All of his stocks. He believes that on the NASDAQ, everything is going to come back down to reality. And he believes it strongly enough that he sold. So, I mean, look, that's something that you got to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's looking strong. I know everyone wants it to close over 25 and try to keep this momentum, but we'll wait and see. But definitely so nice to see ETH where it is. And time will tell. Let's see what happens. All right, what's trending? Opensea the last 24 hours. We have got 8 Lions, which I'm actually going to be doing a review on Wednesday this coming week. It's a really interesting project. They revealed today, and I think that's why we're seeing this movement here. Then we've got Cryptopunks at number 2, Rare Apes, which I'm also doing a review on Wednesday, so I don't want to talk too much about them. We got other deeds sitting under 2 Ethereum, which is quite interesting. I do think something important here is the floor price is not as telling because there's so many different tiers, like the different lands that you get and everything, and their volume traded is almost as much as mutants in total. So they definitely, there's a lot going on there. But yes, sub 2 ETH is quite incredible. We got mutants sitting at 15.25, which is the lowest I've seen them for a long time. We've got pudgy penguins, which I saw. Have you heard what's been going on here?
So Petropunks is one of those projects that I thought I reviewed 6 months ago, and I just went to go check, and I didn't review them. So I actually am doing that in the next week or two. I'll be doing a review, but I don't know what's been going on other than the fact that the founder Cole a long time ago left, and they've gotten a new guy that everyone loves.
Yeah,
Apparently, that's all
yeah,
I know
no,
about
that
it.
was a while ago. Yeah, so I don't know either. I saw in one of my private alpha groups guys at 2 ETH saying that there's a pump upcoming, but I don't know why. So yeah, maybe I'll try
Hmm.
and look into that Wednesday as well. We got Tiffany's NFT drop for Cryptopunks sitting at 22 Ethereum. Remember, the mint price was 30 Ethereum, so
Mm,
that's down about 25%.
wow.
We got Moonbirds sitting at 13.24. So it seems like I'm not the only one who's upset about CCO. And Cade, I'm not going to say you're right yet. Maybe a couple of weeks,
You won't
I'll
have to,
be
Philip. I
ready.
already have the YouTube video ready to go. I'm not kidding. It's ready to go. I listen. For people who are watching, Philip is right 98% of the time. I'm only right 2% of the time. So when I'm right, I gotta capitalize. So I took a clip
Yeah,
from that first
no,
one,
do a
and I put it.
billboard.
I did, bro.
Get a
I
bull,
put no, no.
get
I put
no, get a billboard on the highway, a huge sign saying "I was right, Philip was wrong."
I was so
Celebrate
happy,
it,
bro.
milk it.
Let's fucking go.
look, I think that time will tell. I think the
Yeah,
proof is in the pudding because
yeah.
I sold. Regardless of the floor price, I'm leaning toward, like, I was upset and I sold. So, I think that's enough said. But it is going to be interesting to watch them. If I hadn't bought in initially on the basis of the fact that I thought I had proper IP rights, this would be looking like a good buy to me at this
Yep.
particular price, because it is a good project. They're not going anywhere. Yes, in my opinion, they've made a mistake here, but that remains to be seen long term what happens. So that's interesting. We got OK Bears. I don't know if you saw with OK Bears. They said that their staking rewards is going to be real gold. Did you
Yep.
see that?
Didn't we cover that, or did I cover that in tea time?
You didn't cover that with me.
Okay, yeah, they're doing an airdrop where, or no, sorry, it's either an airdrop or a companion NFT, something where they're attaching it to real gold, and it's actually
Yeah.
pretty good. It's a few $100s worth of an airdrop, especially depending
But,
on
but
like what rarity you
can
have.
you actually get the physical gold? Is that what they say?
I don't know yet. I think that's too early to tell. I think it's just more of opening the idea to it, but it's cool. I like OK Bears. I've always liked OK Bears. I know everyone got upset because the founder came out and was like, okay, like I'm not as cool as you probably hope. I've done a bunch of weird stuff in the past, but like as far
No,
as their
no, no.
brand and culture,
Let's just call us. Hold on. Let's just call a spade a spade. The founder came out and admitted to rugging, proper rugging,
I
two
actually didn't
previous
know. I don't
Solana
know.
projects.
All
No,
I know
no,
is people don't
that's
like him.
yeah. He came out and admitted to cold rugging two projects. That's
Cold
why
rug,
people
like
don't
straight up, just out.
out,
Oh,
gone. No,
okay.
no handing the projects over. Third time lucky. So look, that's. I was also. I mean, they were so hyped. I was looking to buy in, and when I heard that, I decided not to. But look, they seem to be doing good stuff here. The question here is like, really, is this gold legit, and can you actually get the gold for the gold?
Right, right.
Or is the founder sitting with piles of gold behind him? And oh yes, here's an NFT. You own this little
Yeah.
bit, and when you actually ask him for your little bit of gold, he's going to tell you no. But I thought it was really interesting. It's nice to see someone doing something unique. But I mean, look, they way down. When I was looking at them, they were about 300 Sol, and Sol was a similar price to what it is now. So they definitely way down despite the staking. And Kate, just tell me, there's different levels of gold that you get, different amounts of gold. Is it random or is it based on the rarity
It's
of
based
the
on
bear that
rarity.
you hold?
I believe it's
Okay.
based on rarity, but it's a cool concept. And honestly, like now that I know it was a cold rug, I didn't know. That makes it. Uh, I really fuck with them. I don't know. You
I
have to
love
put
the
a lot of
art.
faith in the founder. Yeah, you have to put a lot of faith in the founder of the project. They're going to be the one that makes the project work pretty much. So if you don't fuck with the founder or if he's just kind of like sucky, it's a pretty risky play, honestly. But especially because it's a Solana project. I don't know. Solana projects are notorious for being degenerate shit.
Yeah. The other side of the coin, and it's important to give both, and I'm sort of conflicted. The other side of the coin is we all new to Web3. Because I've been here now for almost 18 months, makes me like a grandfather. These guys have been here since 2017, which makes them like dead. But the bottom line is that we all new to the space, right?
Yeah.
And so on the one side, you've got a guy who wants to launch these projects, wants to build, and the first two end up not doing well, which can happen in a new space. It's not an exact science, and so he hits it on the third one, and now this is his baby, and he wants to deliver value, you know. And when you start to see the floor price of a project in ETH terms sitting at 0.0001, no matter who you are, you know that you're not going to get the 50 million transactions that you're going to need to get that back to 0.05. At some point you've got to say, look, this isn't working, right? And that happens in business all the time. Thank God it hasn't happened to me, but it happens in business all the time. You go and you start a business, you want to build it, you have good intentions, and after however long, it ends up that you got more expenses than you do income, and you have to liquidate it.
Right.
That happens. So that's the other side of the coin, right?
And
I'm still on the fence.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And like 2 days ago, what's his name, Dario, with the Dropouts NFT that I did a podcast with, a really cool guy, super smart businessman. They had their mint, and I was kind of excited. It's 0.069. Some people were upset it wasn't free, but whatever. So they did their project, and right before mint, about 20 minutes before, bro, a fucking scam duplicate project drops, and it mints out. Free mint. And everyone was like, oh my God, they must have switched it last minute, and they fucking minted out the other one. And then literally like just ridiculous amounts of FUD. Obviously, it like a couple hundred people minted. Nothing happened basically, and it completely just was a dud. And then they switched it to a free mint. It sold out, and now the floor is like less than 0.01 or whatever it is. And it's so sad, dude, because like those kind of things, it's like almost impossible to come back if that happens.
I've seen that a lot. Like a minute before the real collection launch, especially with a few free mints, the incorrect collection launches. And a lot of guys don't have whitelist. They're not in the Discord. They just have heard of a project. They see it trending on what's minting and what's trading, and they think that that's the legitimate project, and it's not. So yeah, I mean, I feel for them for that. I mean, just to go back to OKBez for a second, the only thing is that my problem with it is if the guy has given up so quickly on two other projects before when the going got tough, what will happen if the going gets tough now? Yeah. So yes, the going's not getting tough. You can see there's a huge amount of volume traded. They're still really building and whatever. But let's say in 6 months the going gets tough for them and the floor's dropping terribly and there's not the good vibes that there is. Are they just going to pack and leave? Because they've given up before. That's in their track and quickly. So that's me on the fence with it. But I really like the art, and I also believe people should be given second chances. Third chances, I don't know, but interesting.
Bro. Yeah, he will leave if this project starts to get a little teetering and people start to panic. The motherfucker's leaving. No joke, he will leave. Yeah. That's why I don't like it. That's why I can hold it. I like them, which sucks. Like I wish they would just sell it to someone else who's not a.
Yeah, exactly.
Run away, but
that's actually great. That's a great advice there. They should really, really get another founder in, even if they don't replace this guy. Yeah. Get a notable founder in that's never ever rugged, and say, look, we've partnered with this collection or this guy, and he's going to be 50%. That's the way to do it. That's really brilliant.
Me and Philip will buy OK Bears. Listen up, everyone. Me and Philip will buy OK Bears. We will fork over 0.2 ETH each, and we will buy the collection. How's that sound?
Yeah, not even. We just want 50% equity, and we will make sure that he doesn't leave. We'll tie him to his gold, and he's not allowed to leave.
That was right there. Look at the for 90 ETH or 90 SOL, the one with the eyes.
They all have eyes.
No.
That
cool.
looks. Let's see if it's rare.
Oh, it's not available. Somewhat rare, like ish. I like those eyes. Yeah. I don't really like the clothes, but I like those eyes.
For sure. Definitely interesting. We got Digadu. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm covering this on Wednesday also. ENS name services. Goblin Town sitting at 1.75. Bear Tings, which I know nothing about at 0.02, and this Lady Oak Club over here. So that's what's up there. If we jump into the rankings on Flip.finance, we just really want to see red versus green in the last 24 hours. For this particular exercise, you can see pretty down. McGoblin's up 20%. God Hates NFTs up 4%.
That project is still here?
Yeah, a 0.35 floor, which is quite incredible. Ledger up 3% at a half a ETH floor. Eden Horde, which I've never heard of, but it's at a 0.3 floor, up 20%. Those are the gains. Proof up 14%, sitting at 68 Ethereum. Crypto Dick Butts up 10%. Goblin Town up 20%. Pudgy Penguins up. So those are the ones that are up. The ones that are down bad in the last 24 hours. Aliens up down 12%. We've got Webiverse Genesis Pass, right, down 11%. Super Cool World, that Nina drop, that art drop by the under the Goda umbrella, down 26%. Cool Cats down 14%.
I've heard a lot of fun about Cool Cats. Have you?
Yeah, bro, I'm still holding mine. Webland down 20%, but they had a massive pump. They released footage. They're changing from pixel to 3D, and I thought that was really, really bullish. Illuminati, which is the collection by Truth Labs, the guys who bought you the goblins, down 10%. Moonbird Oddities down 10%, probably linked to Moonbirds being so down. The Goda Pass down 2%, still at 8.6. Ethereum, Treeverse down almost 20%, and so on. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but I would say more down than up. And if we just look at RC Tools, this is literally what is trending right now on 5-minute candles. AD Universe, Cade, I don't know if you've heard of it. Tiny floor price, probably not.
These
Real Goblins, Lucky Neo, me neither. Here's our friends Aliens, still trending. 3D Birds. Cool. So that's pretty much it. So remember, guys, this is Freestyle Friday. Cade and I chat. You guys chat. With that said, let's say good evening, Dickens's. How are you, my friend? I love it. He's always here. It's always here. What a legend. So Dickens's, once you're here, I want to talk to you because I was looking on RC Tools. It's always open, RC Tools, this thing. I've got a separate screen. It's always open. I'm always looking at it, right? And I saw Dickens's trending. There's a collection called Dickens's. I clicked on it and I linked it to you for the first time. And then I realized that a few months ago, someone randomly dropped me a Dickens's. I had no idea. That is Dickens's, yeah. This is his collection. He's got a collection. Yeah. Now, I thought it was just spam, and I listed it for 0.02. But now that I know that it's you, Dickens's, I would never have done that, my friend. So thank you for sending that to me. And let's just give him a little bit of, I want to show you his collection.
Here, while you find it, I'll find mine. I'm also going to put my ice tray back. But yeah, I'll find mine. Because mine's in there too.
Wow, look at this, man. 9 Ethereum traded, 0.04 Ethereum floor price, which is great. It's 2x since I got it, and I really didn't know what it was or link it together with you. Otherwise, I would never have sold it, ever. 2,000 items, 1.2 owners, so 55, what's that, 60% owner ratio, which is good. And yeah, that's incredible. So just as, let's see. So Dickens's, as a thank you for always being on the show and for everything. I wanted to show all our viewers this artwork. So when I actually went on the website, these are all very nice. These are all penises, right? Did you know that? Look at yours carefully.
What? It is a penis. Get the fuck out of here. I thought this was like contemporary art or something.
So, well, it is in a way. So, I mean, it's definitely interesting and unique for sure. But yeah, I wanted to highlight it because he's an OG, always on our chats. And then I did link the two together the other day.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. Here, I'm going to put my ice tray back. Be right back.
All right. Latest news. So OpenSea addresses the elephant in the room and that's how they put it. If you go, they did it through a Twitter thread, and they said, "Can we address the elephant in the room? We want to provide you more clarity and transparency around our stolen items policy. Our policy is designed to keep our community safe, but we know in some cases its side effects have damaged your trust in our platform. We failed to proactively and transparently communicate the rationale behind our approach. We're in this together as we work to make our users safer. It's on us to keep you in the know." So why do we have this policy? So they're talking about the fact that as soon as someone reports an item as stolen, they freeze it, but there's a lag in them freezing it because they're so slow to respond, and someone can inadvertently buy off OpenSea, and then it ends up being flagged a day later, a week later, or whatever it may be, and you've got no recourse. So that happened to me, and I tried to get some recourse. Cade, shut up. Yes, sis. That happened to me, and I tried to get some recourse, and they wrote back to me literally 3 months later and said to me, "Sorry, there's nothing we can do." So I did a video. Cade and I covered it on Freestyle Friday, where I put a video together to advise everybody how to spot it when they are when they could be flagged by OpenSea. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. After the show, I will link it in the description, right? So they've gone on to say that now what they're going to do, and I'll just paraphrase, is that they're going to request a police report within 7 days of someone reporting it stolen. So they have to open a police case within 7 days and provide that to OpenSea. If they don't do that, then they will unfreeze the item. And they're saying that it's not easy. It's a difficult problem for them to try and solve. It's not unique to them. Pawn shops have the same thing. Now, my response to that is thank you for finally addressing the elephant in the room, as you call it. We appreciate it. You're about a year too late, but better late than never. So that's number one. Number two is that if you want to be like a pawn shop and use that as your comparison, then do what pawn shops do and don't allow someone who has had an item transferred to their wallet within the last 30 days to list it. You can put that window period on there, which is what pawn shops do. If Cade comes in and wants to sell his glasses, which are famous, and we offer him $10,000 because we've seen them on YouTube, and he leaves them, we cannot put it up for sale as a pawn shop for 30 days. We have to put it in a holding area to give anyone a chance to open a police report. So if I've bought an NFT a month ago, then I've had it for longer than 30 days. OpenSea can see that. It hasn't moved wallets in 30 days. Cade, you got to stop making those noises. Your mic is like, maybe I need to put my sound up. Okay.
Oh my bad. It's because it's a metal straw. I forgot it's a metal straw. Sorry.
making supper there or something. So if I've had it in my wallet for 30 days, right? And then I want to list it for sale, sure, it's been in the same wallet for 30 days. If they see that it's moved from one wallet to another wallet yesterday, they can say you cannot list this for 30 days. I'm not saying that that's the best solution, but don't compare yourself to a company that does that and then they list it immediately, allow you to list it immediately for sale. And then within that time, if anyone comes forward and even claims that it's stolen, they then come and make it that it's not tradable. So, yeah, that's my feeling on it. Did you see this thing from them?
I did not see this. The first time hearing about this.
Yeah. So, look, I think it's good. I think it's good that they've done it. But finally that they've addressed it. Obviously, they knew it was an issue. They've been getting a lot of FUD about it lately. Makes me think that's probably why they're doing it. Anyway, I replied to them. Here we go. I replied. And I said, well done on taking the first steps and finally acknowledging the challenges that we are facing around this issue. Communication is key, and I, for one, appreciate the thread. I have some ideas for some AI you could easily build that could help you identify potentially stolen items. And then I linked my video. So, they have not come back to me. Which shows that they're not really that interested in people helping. I didn't ask for anything in return. I just said that I'd be happy to discuss it with you guys if you want the help. So yeah, didn't get back to me, but that's that.
Not surprised.
Anyway, and then we got Paul. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining us.
Well, it's going, dude. Appreciate you.
Cool. Then we got a South African story, man.
Wow.
Nelson Mandela, they release NFTs of videos of Nelson Mandela's release, which I thought was pretty cool.
How did it do?
So I must check. It wasn't on Opensea, so you know me, I'm only on Opensea, but it did launch already. Maybe we can find it. But basically, video footage of his release that's never seen before was sold as a non-fungible token. The effort was a result of a Web3 company called Probably Nothing and Vault by CNN. Drop happened on the 4th of August. The collaborators made 250 NFTs available. Each of them cost $100. Holders of the Vault first collector coin received a discount. The artwork of the drop uses AI to recreate Mandela's cell, which I think is so cool. So I think this is lacquer. Here you can see something that really does have historical significance being converted into an NFT and sold at a reasonable price, $100, which I think is really, really great. So I was happy to see this.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very interesting. Well, I mean, especially because it's AI generated. I'm surprised, or I'm curious to see what people thought about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like raw footage or anything, so it's a bit different. So I know there's going to be a lot of hate, but there's probably a lot of people who support it too.
And here there's the Nelson Mandela Foundation. They release a lot of official Nelson Mandela stuff, even like coins, gold coins and things like that go for a lot of money.
Oh.
So I think this could have value. My only thing with these Web 2 things coming into Web 3 is they always do it through places that you never hear of it. Like you're not going to see this on OpenSea. And I don't know, I wish that it was more sort of centralized in a way, that there was one marketplace that had OpenSea and LooksRare, which it does. You got your Genie, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have like super rare and everything. You can't get everything in one place.
Yeah, I agree. It sucks, but that's what Meta is trying to do. They're trying to have all encompassing one situation, and that's probably going to be their biggest narrative that they're running with.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just see. I want to link the thread here for Paul.
Did you end up watching the Volterra podcast, by the way? I couldn't remember if you said you had watched it or if you were going to watch it.
I did watch it. First of all, I want to say a couple of things. First of all, congratulations, because
thank you.
Seriously, to get a founder like that on your show is absolutely incredible. That's number one. Number two, I watched it with so much pride. You were perfect. You were great. You respected that he wanted to not be shown. You let him talk about his morning routine, driving and having his breakfast. Like I'm just saying, you were a really good host. Which would encourage hopefully equivalent level projects, which you already have, but more so to come on the show. So I was so impressed, and I found it interesting to learn more about the guy. I really did. So yeah, I did. I watched it, and I didn't watch it. I listened to it because couldn't see the guy's face.
Sure.
But I listened to it like a podcast, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
He was a cool dude, right? That was pretty funny. Like the first half was definitely heavy focus on Psychedelic Anonymous because I knew the bulk of the people would be there for that. And so we got a lot of the details, information about the project. And then the second half was definitely more tailored on him. But it was pretty funny hearing about that morning routine he's got. He's just so focused and dedicated on getting his fucking coffee and then moving on to the cafe and then coming back. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, look, I think it's important, and I think you realizing this. It took me a long time to realize it. It's important to know that no matter what, everyone's a human being, right? And we all have these idiosyncrasies and weird stuff about us. No matter what, you could be a founder of a great NFT project. You could be a 20-year-old guy. You could be a 15-year-old guy. You could be a 70-year-old guy. We all have our weird little things about us, and we're all human. We're all the same. From that perspective, we all make mistakes and do good and do bad and try our best, and So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very, very much. Don't know why he won't show his face. When he was at NFT New York, did you see him at the Psychedelics Anonymous?
I'll talk to you off screen. I'll tell you something
Okay.
off camera.
Okay, but what was his face at NFT New York?
Yes, I know
Okay,
what
he wasn't
like.
wearing.
I know what he looks
He
like.
wasn't.
I'll
He
tell
wasn't
you.
wearing a Bored Ape thing at NFT New York.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I'll tell you.
Anyway, so but well done. Well done. And if anyone didn't watch it, I highly suggest it's on Cade's YouTube. A 2-hour interview with Vultura from Psychedelics Anonymous. Really, really interesting and good to hear.
Thank you, bro. And he went a bit into Izu as well for people who are interested. He talked about Izu for probably 15 minutes or so. I didn't want to get too much into that. I didn't because there was a lot of people just saying, "Can I get whitelist? Can I get whitelist?" I was like, guys, he's not going to give any of you guys he's not going to give any of you guys whitelist because you're spamming him in the comments right now. But he did talk about Izu. He talked about the products that Psychedelic Anonymous is trying to launch and do. That way they have some generating income and are an actual brand and a company under Vultura Labs. And it was very well thought out. It was a very interesting podcast for me. And whenever I interview someone like that, where the project has been so successful short to midterm, potentially long term, I want to hear like what it is about them that's a bit different. That way we can kind of start to reverse engineer and give a little bit of value, especially to new projects. And I think that's the main reason that a lot of new projects follow our channels is because we do end up talking about those things and they're really helpful to new projects. So it was a good time. And also, not just me, you also had a pretty big video that came out a couple of days ago where you shared some of your personal stories and experiences investing and growing up. That was a fucking powerful video, dude.
Yeah, Live Alpha. I thoroughly enjoyed that because it was just real. It was just real, and I think it's really important. I think it's I don't ever want to look back and feel like I've added to the problem of people being over invested. And I always am very straight up front with my community and tell them to take profits and lead by example and take profits and publicly show them and tell them to be cautious and whatever. But I thought here we are putting out videos about interesting projects, and they are interesting. And we look at the top 15 and they get me excited and whatever. But in the end of the day, it's risky, and guys have to know that. And that's it. So I really loved it. When I was preparing for it about 20 minutes before, I thought, okay, let me put a few photos just to, visually show my business journey, right? And then, that one of my dad came up and I thought, no, I've got to put that in because I spoke about him in the thing. So I got a bit emotional. But yeah, I think it's good to see where people have come from and to see that it was hard work and dedication over decades, that allow me to spend, $100,000 on a picture of a monkey. So yeah, I thought it was good. If anyone didn't see it, I'll link it in the description below as well. But it's on my channel. It's called In Real Life Investment Advice or something. That's
it's really fun.
It's
it's really fun listening to those kind of things. Like same with like when I interviewed Kosher last week, it was the same story. Like he was sharing stories of his come up, and it was just cool listening to what happened and like what it was like for him. And I think it adds so much more depth to these content creators that we're watching, just to know their backstory of it. So I'm glad you made that video.
For sure. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it up. All right. Instagram launches NFT functionality. You're very big on social, Cade. Have you seen this?
I have. It's with Instagram specifically, I think it's a good move. I mean, obviously they're going to do it because Meta owns them, Facebook owns Instagram, so of course it's going to happen. But Instagram right now is not the place for NFTs yet, and I think like Andres is big on Instagram, right? So he wants Instagram to pop up. I think it might at some point. I just don't think it will to the level that TikTok will. And I think TikTok is the natural next evolution of where Twitter right now is. Right now, Twitter is where NFTs live. The NFT communities live on Twitter. I think TikTok will be the biggest by far for NFTs. Right now, there's so many new content creators popping off for NFT content. I think TikTok is the next move. I don't think it's Instagram, but this is great for Instagram.
Yeah, I agree with you that TikTok is the future, bro. I really do. I mean, just looking at the numbers and, if you look at the amount of people logging in every day, like what we in the NFT space will call active users, TikTok is growing leaps and bounds above any other social media. As far as guys logging in every day, new people coming to it, which is absolutely incredible. So what is this all about, Cade, the NFT functionality on Instagram?
So, okay, first off, let me say for Instagram as an app, Instagram is there. It used to be this place where people flex, they show their best photos ever. Right now, Instagram is moving towards a different direction. Right now, they're definitely pushing videos, but the it's moving to a different swing, or it's swinging in a different direction, I guess you could say, where people want to see like right now photo dumps are big. Like photo dumps where people show iPhone level photos, not really high quality, but showing people's behind the scenes, what life is really like. And so currently, Instagram is a place for people to show what their life is like, what's going on in their life. Right now, NFTs ain't involved in that normal life for 99.999% of people on Instagram. So until NFTs are so mainstream that people are interacting and talking about them every day, it will not be big on Instagram. So we're years away from that, I think. So because of that, it's not a huge deal. They're just adding a little bit more functionality with it. I don't know all the details. They haven't really rolled it out for everybody, I don't think. But it's more just them introducing the concept. I just don't know. There's just not that many people using it. So it's just not that big of a deal. It's more of it's a big headline. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So they say they've only rolled it out in select users across the USA for now, but they're planning on rolling it out to over 100 countries. And basically, like your photo library, pictures of your family or whatever, you'll have an NFT library.
yep,
So I would imagine something sort of like Twitter's Hexagon, which still isn't available in South Africa, just by the way. But you'd be able to verify that these are your NFTs. And as Cade said, Instagram is known for people sort of flexing or showing off, and that might be a good fit. Yeah, interesting one to see.
yeah,
Good to see a bit of adoption in Web 2
yeah.
coming, which I
It's a good
think is
start.
always bullish.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, then our friends at Coinbase, I mean, they are up and down and up and down. The BlackRock news was absolutely huge. They surged 35% in one day with the BlackRock news. And now they've been subpoenaed by the SEC. The SEC wants to find out more information over their staking and also some of their listings, right? So, look, I mean, I think on the one side, a subpoena is just, them, trying to find information or find if there has been allegedly wrongdoing or not. Not that there is wrongdoing, so we can't, be judge and jury here. But the SEC is sniffing around. Remember, Coinbase is traded on the Nasdaq, a publicly traded a firm. So this is it's biggish news. But yeah, just interesting to see what happens here.
As is Voyager, dude. Voyager is also, I believe, a public company, and they've basically gone under. And for me, like I'm thinking I might have to run into Voyager and get all my information just in case they like disappear or something. Because I sold a lot of crypto at a loss to get out of Voyager, just to get out. But I also looked at it as a tax advantage. So I want to make sure I have all my information so I can actually claim those on my taxes because I took some L's there on purpose. But it's scary stuff, dude. And Voyager also offered 9% staking for USDC, 9% for Polkadot, 9% for all these big things. 9% is pretty good for a lot. I mean, it's not as big as like a 200% liquidity pool, but it's pretty good for most people. And I'm not sure what's going to happen. Like, what happens if they come out and say, okay, this is wrong? Like, how does that affect us as the consumer using the staking, right? Like, I don't know how this is going to happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they find real wrongdoing, they could effectively close them down. I mean, like, honestly, like that process will take decades,
Right.
because the legal system with big companies, they just delay. But again, we're jumping the gun here. But I mean, there was a whole issue last year with the SEC and Coinbase, and the SEC threatened to sue Coinbase last September over its proposed lending accounts, which were offering 4% interest on USD coin deposits. Coinbase ended up not going forward with those plans, right, as a result of that. So they didn't do that, and they separated the staking and yield programs on certain DeFi tokens. But now the SEC is coming back and asking for documents regarding that. So it could be something where, my feeling is a company like Coinbase, which is a massive company, has got the SEC already down their neck last year, September. I think they would be very careful with how they put their staking together after that. And I think that this is the SEC checking that it's been done correctly. But my hope and my thought is they probably did do it correctly. But again, I mean, I know nothing. That's just my opinion on it, right?
Yeah, it's
especially when the SEC was breathing down their neck, like 6 months ago, a year ago.
Yeah, have you seen the podcast that he did with Lex Fridman, the CEO of Coinbase?
The podcast that?
Yeah, with Brian Armstrong.
No.
Okay, so Brian Armstrong went on the Lex Fridman podcast and talked about some of these things, and he talked about the fact that because Coinbase is a crypto company and there's so much money being transacted every day back and forth, he was like, we didn't know how much money we had at sometimes. Like, we literally had no clue how much money we had. And so they ended up sticking like $60 or $70 million in cash on the side for situations where we don't know what's going to go on. We don't know if we're going to get, closed down or something like that. So they've literally got tens of millions of dollars sitting on the sideline in cash. And I'm not sure how that affects things from a top-down perspective of a business and like how that can help them if there's something like this happening or if this one sector of their company gets shut down, like if they'll need to use those funds to do stuff. But it is interesting because they've had to think through some of these things. But listening to that podcast with Brian Armstrong was good. And for anyone who hasn't watched it, I would highly recommend it because it was like a 2-hour conversation about what it's really like to be on the back end of a company like that. It was really insightful.
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting for sure. Then over here, I found this. I just thought it was cool. The 10 most expensive CryptoPunks in 2022. Okay, you ready for this, Cade?
Ready.
They cost more than our glasses, mate. All right. So in 2022, the most expensive CryptoPunk NFTs are the priciest in the market, but how much are collectors willing to spend? At the time of writing, the most expensive CryptoPunk NFT has sold for over $20 million.
Wow.
Can you imagine explaining that to your wife? Okay, you don't have a wife. I can't. I'm saying even if you have $200 million, can you imagine explaining to your wife that you just dropped $20 million on a picture of an ape?
Yes, but it's got to be a goddamn good one. Is that the one he bought right there?
I think it was the ape one.
That is just stupid.
Or the alien.
If you're going to buy a $20 million punk, it better have a hood and glasses. I'm not kidding. It's disrespectful if you buy something like that. That's ugly. Dude, those are ugly. You can't buy one that's not with a hood. Come on.
But there's only like 2 other aliens.
Oh, okay.
But the rarity is the thing, not visually. But I know what would happen if I told Bianca that I spent. Listen, I don't have $20 million, but I'm just saying, she would find the most expensive piece of something that she could, and ask for it because you can't. I don't know.
What would she spend? So say you spent we'll drop it down. Say you spent $200K and you bought an ape or whatever. What is she gonna? Okay, so you tell her. She says, "Okay, fuck you. I'm gonna buy something." What do you think she's gonna buy?
No, she doesn't do it like that. Let's just clarify. Doesn't do it like that. So she actually helped me choose out my Bored Ape when I bought it. More than supportive, more than anything, and she didn't ask for anything at all, right? So and there's no way it would ever be a fuck you. I'm now going to spend $100,000. Never, ever, ever, ever.
But if she was,
However, I do think if we were like just walking around the shopping mall and she knew I'd spent like 20 million on a picture and we walked past a jewelry store, she might say, let's go have a look. And then she would say what she really does want. There's this awesome ladies Cartier watch, but the one with it's a round face where the bezel is inside the watch and it's got those Roman numeral letters. It's very, very typical of their type. So she might gently a few months later, let's go look there and ask for something like this. But I'm just saying, I mean, to spend 20 million, forget a wife, to spend $20 million on an NFT, I don't know. I think it's a bit much, eh?
It makes me want to puke.
So let's have a look what we got over here. Naeem, I haven't seen you for so long. Welcome. Yes, it's been a minute. Okay, let's keep looking at our CryptoPunks. 9998, most expensive one ever sold. A quick look in the collections transaction reveals a $530 million sale for Punk 9998.
What? Wait, which one is that? The white,
Hold
the
on,
white
hold on.
hair
I'm
one?
just reading. It says this apparent sale was nothing more than a clever publicity stunt.
Oh,
In short, the NFT holder sold the digital asset to himself using two different wallets. Okay. All right, fine. So here's your 23 million, right? This is the alien one. Here's the other 23.8 million one. So this is the ape one. Then you got a 10.3 million, the ape with the hat, 7.8 million. So it sold for 2,500 ETH is 7.8 million in February. It's an ape, but also that's the one with the cowboy hat. Sorry. Then this one is the alien one that's smoking the cigar
that's a cool one.
or the pipe. You like that? Should I get it for your birthday, Cade?
I just like the glasses. I like the hood and the glasses traits for most
Alien
NFTs.
Punk 3100 wearing a headband, 7.5 million in March 2021. Zombie,
Ooh,
I remember this one.
yeah,
I
me too.
remember the zombie sale. 6.64 million. It's got the 3D glasses.
Is that Banks? Did
Only,
Banks buy that one?
I'm trying to remember, it might have been. Only 0.88% are zombies. Then we got another one here, a gold chain. Gold chain monkey. Only 0.24% of Cryptopunks are apes.
Wow.
So that's even rarer than the aliens. Okay, crazy hair guy sold for 5 million. This guy 5.11 million.
Wait, hold on. Keep
This
going with that. I'm gonna show you this NFT that I bought that was basically a derivative of a CryptoPunk, and it went to shit. But I'll show you what the one I bought a long time
cool
ago.
4.3 million. So there we go. I mean, wow,
That's
a
crazy.
lot of money. But yeah, I mean, good for the space, right?
Yeah. And honestly, so in the beginning, for people who don't know, I started trading NFTs at the beginning of last summer. And I mean, obviously, in the beginning, you're just having fun. You're buying stuff like that. At that point, derivatives weren't derivatives. Like they were just like it wasn't a thing yet. And so when I found this thing called a Mecha Punk, I bought this for like 0.04 ETH. I thought it looked kind of cool. It's got the shades, and I don't know. I thought it was a
Yeah,
cool one. And I don't know
looks
how
like
it's
a
gonna do.
punk.
Yeah, it looks like a punk, and I didn't know any better. I wanted to use it as a profile picture, and I put it as my profile picture for about 3 hours, and that's when I said, "Oh, all right, derivatives are fucking stupid. Like I do not want this derivative as my profile picture. That's so lame. Like the real crypto punks, the people that I want to impress, are gonna laugh at me when they see this, and
Yeah,
that's when I
yeah,
realized derivatives were not sustainable, just because it's not that cool. It's like walking around with off-brand clothes. It's just like it's like you're a loser. It's just not. If you're trying to flex, it's a loser move. If you're trying to flex, and that's why I bought it. And so derivatives for me, it's usually not it. But who knows? What's up, Ziggy?
So Ziggy, how's it? Welcome. We gave everyone who was in the chat at the beginning of the stream 10 ETH each. So other than that, you haven't missed too much.
Rip. R.I.P. Bro. R.I.P.
And then
Yo,
we
have you
got
bought any NFTs
why
recently?
me.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I haven't checked. I can't remember if I bought any, but
No, I've been selling. I'm being serious. I've been
um,
selling. I
I
think we're
have
going lower. I think we're going lower.
probably.
Wyatt, no, Mullen's not coming back to the show. We did a whole show on it when he came to say goodbye. Yeah, he's decided to focus on other things. Haven't seen him around very much. Yeah, but I know that he's building his personal training business, and
Nice.
I wish him all the very, very best and only the best. He's still in my Discord, but I don't see him around that much. So I think
Sure.
he's focusing on in real life, and I think we can all take a lesson from that. We should all touch a bit more grass. But yeah, he's not coming back. But I got a new Moreland.
Also, this is the NFT I bought recently. I bought two of these. I did a small giveaway. I didn't know. I didn't realize this is the
can't
NFT
can't
Dash
can't see.
NFT
Yeah, yeah,
Dash
yeah.
Light. So this is NFT Zerk's NFT project. He's doing a little.
That's Liam.
Yeah, it's Liam. So I bought. I didn't know that he
Yeah, I
was doing
also
two.
got one.
So
Also
he
got
has a
one.
premium one that's like unlimited access. Then he has a light one. I bought the light one by accident, but it's really cheap right now. He's trying to really deliver some excellent functionality, like trying to basically have a product and a platform where you can track all your whitelists, track all your projects you're buying, have like reminders and all these things. He's trying to build something that's longevity, and it's not one of those you buy and trade and sell and speculate. It's one of those that you just buy for the functionality of it. So respect to the man. I want to support him if I can. So I bought that the other day.
100%. Hopefully, Liam's going to be coming on the NFT show. So we've connected, and I know he's been really, really busy with the launch of this thing and building. But we're close to getting a date. We've been going backwards and forward for about a month. But yeah, he's just been busy. But yeah, I respect him also. I really, really respect him. So obviously White hasn't seen a freestyle fighter. New Borland seems cool. Yeah, no, he is cool. He is cool. Maybe we need to change his name on the show to New Borland. At New Borland. But White, yeah, Borland hasn't been here for a long, long time.
Yeah, I don't do as much alpha. I don't do as many alpha and degen stuff. I do just so he knows who I am. I do a lot of reviews. I do a lot of podcasts with founders of projects. I do a lot of analysis style content, and then I make that's pretty much it. Yeah, like reviews of projects, strategy, podcasts. That's kind of my thing. I'm more into the industry of Web3 than trading, but I cover everything, dude. I post like 2 or 3 videos a day. I'm all in, just like Philip.
Yeah, so Cade, for people for White, Cade's got an amazing YouTube channel. He's got about 8,000 followers, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing with Cade is that he's really focused on building a multimedia platform brand. I mean, a podcast brand. He wants to take on the world, be the next Joe Rogan, and I believe he can do it. He's got the work ethic. As far as the amount of content that he puts out and how hard he works, I respect him hugely. And as he said, he does a lot of reviews of projects, so he knows about a lot of projects. And yeah, he's got a lot of strengths that I don't, and I'm good on the trading side, or not good. I am good, but I'm experienced on the trading side. I'm more of an active trader of NFTs, but definitely on podcasting and multimedia, I go to Cade all the time. I say, Cade, please, can you help me with this? How do I do this? TikTok, this, that. I mean, yeah. So if you're not already, please follow Cade. He definitely knows what's going on.
Have I told you about the hater, by the way? Have I told you about the hater that came along?
Don't even give them a win to yesterday to Voltura, because I saw some stuff there.
It was one of my holders. She was like she's a PhD. She's a bit older, more reserved. She's from the Netherlands. She bought my NFT project, thinking the project was a place for like people like her to discuss NFTs and stuff. The problem is half my holders of because I have NFT art pieces. There's like 40 of them, right? So it's a small project, and there's no utility. It's just a support a creator type of project, and then hopefully over the years I can add value and add just overall value to it just by building the name, which is the only way I can do it, by making more videos and becoming a bigger name in the space. And so she basically thought it was something it wasn't. Which it's not really something I could control. And so she got upset. She didn't like my content. She was saying, all my content's terrible. Like, all you do is post stupid stuff. None of it's, like, helpful. It's all entertainment. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, that's, like, 10% of my content is dumb shit. Like, 10% of my content is stupid. It's just entertainment, bullshit, like, lip syncing for TikTok. But 90% of my content is, like, in-depth reviews, strategy, and podcasts. I was like, what are you talking about?
Interviews.
So she got really, really upset and was just like, she was super angry.
But, expectation versus reality. I mean, that's the bottom line. No problem. Give us your NFT back. And you know.
Well, she paid like an entire Ethereum for it, so I can see why she's upset. But she did the same thing for Hape. She bought a Hape and like never sold, and then I got upset that she never sold. So she wrote up this like 30-page essay on it. And then so she sent me a really nasty audio message, and I can play like a 2-second clip from it. Here, I'll just... Class because you have no class. I don't think you will ever be Joe Rogan, not even close, because you have no class. So that's something that you will never learn. There is no course for it. You either have class or you don't, and you don't. So yeah, it sounds like.
Oh my god! All right, I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
That was rough. It hurt though because she was someone I respected. You know, she has a PhD. She's very smart. And I was just like, it came out of nowhere, bro. It was just like, it was so nice. And then just like comes out of nowhere. She's like, I fucking hate you. You make
But
terrible. I was just like, what?
this market brings like the worst doubting communities. Honestly, really don't worry about it. In the end of the day, you aiming for the moon, and even if you land on a star, that's fine. So you don't have to be the next Joe Rogan anyway. So like really, I mean, that's actually a compliment. Like trying to throw you an insult. You not the next Joe Rogan. Okay, so I'll be the next Gary V. No problem.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So this is quite interesting. A little bit of clickbait. I'll tell you up front. It did go down temporarily. So, there's a whole feud going on here, right?
Whoa.
Between Apecoin or Yuga, the whole of Yuga, and, Machi Big Brother. So he's a really big whale in the Yuga ecosystem, held a lot of Yuga assets, and had over 1 million Apecoin, right? Which is equivalent to about $5 million at today's value. So he was busy building a marketplace that he wanted to do for the apes. I don't know what agreement Yuga had with him, or if any. I doubt that there was an official agreement. But when Yuga came out and said that they were looking at the proposal for Magic Eden to make a marketplace for apes. So Magic Eden have offered to build for free a marketplace for apes using Apecoin, and Yuga seems to be entertaining this. And this really, really upset Jeff Hang, who's Machi Big Brother, and he sold all of his Apecoin, 1 million Apecoin, and that caused the price to temporarily fall 8.2%.
Jeez. Jesus. Wow.
I'll show you some of the tweets and stuff here. He also sold all of his NFTs as well. So the floors across all of Yuga's collections went down, right?
Dude, I'm sorry. I do not like the people in Yuga. I know there's a lot of good people in the Yuga ecosystem, but dude, there are so many pansy ass bitches in the Yuga Labs ecosystem too. Like so many people, I mean in every community, but so many people in the Yuga Labs community suck. They suck so bad and they're so entitled. That is such a bitch move, dude. I don't know. That's so stupid. That's just a childish way to deal with anything.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Look, I mean, so they're just saying that they're in discussions with Big Brother. This made Machi Big Brother very, very upset. You can see here he listed all of his mutants. Also the fact that Apecoin tweeted about the proposal by Magic Eden also upset him. He wrote back, "If Apecoin, I like Magic Eden, but that's bullshit. They never retweeted X or ApeFi." A separate one, Apecoin effing governance theater. Apecoin's council's corrupt. So really a big public spat. Look, I don't know the details of what sort of discussions were had between Machi Big Brother and Yuga to make him feel like, he was going to be doing their marketplace. But it does seem like he really believed that he was going to be doing it. So, yeah.
If there was a real thing, then that's fucked, and he's maybe in the right there. But if there wasn't an actual contract, it's 99% chance of him thinking it was something that it wasn't, and him thinking it was a bigger deal than he was. And I'm going to roll with that. He thought it was bigger than it was.
Look, even if there wasn't a contract, if there was a discussion between any of the founders of Yuga and Machi, where they said, yes, do this and we'll put it forward, that's enough for him to be upset. He could have spent the last 6 months building something on the basis of that, and now all of a sudden, they busy flirting with Magic Eden, right?
Agreed.
But I don't know. I mean, again, we don't know. And they said that the Magic Eden are really trying to woo the Yuga Lab. So they're saying that they'll drop their trading fee. So it will be like, what do they say here? The 0.75 trading fee would come from 1.5% minus 0.5% from trades done in Ape. And they're really trying. They've said again that they're swinging for the fences here. They'll give it to them free of charge. They'll manage it. So they're really, really trying to woo Yuga, and hats off to Magic Eden. I think we've seen last week we spoke about how the fact that they're launching Ethereum NFTs, we've seen them really trying many different things, and why not go after the biggest collection and say, can we do something together? I think if it does happen, it will be very bullish for Magic Eden. I don't know how bullish it would be for Yuga Labs.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. I mean, so the issue with that, the big issue with the Magic Eden collaboration is that because it's associated with Solana, there's just so much non-respect towards Solana from ETH traders. They just don't hold them with that much respect because they're Degen mentality. So they just look at Sol as a joke. And so for them to partner up, it could be in the short term probably more of like a laughing stock type of situation where people say, this is so stupid. But there's a lot of people saying, look, Solana's just building. They're in their infancy stage still. They have a lot of promise. I think it's cool. I like it. I like Solana. I'm personally not trading there just because most of the projects on Solana end up sucking. But so do all the ETH projects. It's just still got that mentality on it, and I'm not that interested in the short term. But in the mid to long term, Solana's a strong play, dude. I think it's maybe smart.
Yeah, going to be interesting. Magic Eden definitely trying to get away from what you're saying, that perception
and
of
Solana's
it being
a good
only
trade. Solana's a good
Solana.
like crypto trade too. Like you can swing trade Solana pretty well. I did that. There's a few NFT projects I'll do that too. Like the floor will be 0.03, 0.1, and it'll just swing between the two, and you can just buy a 0.03, sell a 0.1, just rinse repeat. That happens with Solana. Solana will go to like 20 something and then go to 40 and then drop back down. Like there's so much swing trading that happens with trading Solana. So it's one of those only coins that I pay attention to, just because it's in the news too, but because of the swing trading opportunities too.
So I've never traded a Solana NFT.
Never.
I've
I'm trying to think for NFTs.
I got as far as downloading the Phantom wallet, going onto Magic Eden, but I've never actually pulled the trigger. We had Solana Summer, and I did start to OK Bears. It really hit that off a bit. Everything was dead in the Ethereum, and here came OK Bears, and wow, Solana Summer, let's do it. And so I downloaded Phantom. I put in my Discord a little Solana Alpha section with all the new mints of Solana, which still ticks over Solana Alpha. And then, as I was listening to more and more guys, everyone's like, look, first of all, 99.9% of the projects are complete rugs. So completely, second of all, if you just look, there's going to be 400,000 people in every Discord and on every Twitter. So just ignore all of that and don't really look at the roadmap. And what you want to do is like you were saying, buy at 0.0 whatever and sell it at whatever quickly, because it is going to rag. And I just thought, fuck this shit. I'm not going to be sitting at my computer all day trying to get out before it goes to that thing, right?
Well,
and
I only have Solana art. Yeah, I only have Solana art pieces. I traded a little bit on SolSea, but it's all art pieces from artists that I like on TikTok mainly. I've never bought a collectible on Solana, I don't think. And I was actually talking, how you said, about the coin Solana, like the cryptocurrency coin Solana. It'll range from a $23 value to 40 or whatever. And I was talking about swing trading Ethereum projects that were at a 0.03 ETH. I don't really trade at all on Solana for that kind of stuff. I just don't know the world enough. And it's its own entire thing. Like when I watch Cody's videos, Cody on Chain, it's just a different vibe. It's an entirely different culture, and I'm just not used to it. And I'm not a big trader, so it's just not really my thing. But I want to. I should probably do a little series with him and be like, okay, here we have 50 Solana. Let's do something cool in the next 3 hours.
Yeah. So look, I mean, I'm quite bullish on Solana as a coin. Because I do believe in the ecosystem. They've made a lot of really good plays lately. So they seem to be ironing out a lot of their issues on their chain. Number one, which is great. Number two is, the Solana cell phone. Whether it's going to do well or not is actually not the point, but they're thinking out of the box. They want a Web3 phone, a Web3 dedicated phone, right? Then you see their Solana physical stores that they're busy setting up, so that which is a good way to bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3, right? It is. Go into shopping malls, have a Solana store, let people walk in and say, what is this? So I think that, I've been really positive about the news that's coming out from Solana and Magic Eden. And I think that Solana has really got a a huge upside as far as a coin goes. I really do.
Yeah.
It's quick. It can handle a lot of transactions. The thing that's holding them back is very much whether it's reliable or not. And I think that they're working on that a lot. And I think it has gotten
Hope so.
better. So I'm bullish on Solana coin. Outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's the one that I play with a bit. And because I think it could 3-4x in the next couple of months quite easily.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, not financial advice, but I really do. I think they're making a lot of interesting moves. I really, really do.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, what's interesting is that back a few months ago, Elio Trades was so big on Avalanche ecosystem, and I think those other chains, it's just so early. Like Cardano, I know Journey Crypto is big on the Cardano ecosystem still. I don't know how big it's still, but like Cardano's ecosystem, Avalanche, they all have these little NFT market update or NFT market things, and it's just so early for them. Solana is really the only mover that's even close to Ethereum. And honestly, if it wasn't for OK Bears, they wouldn't even be on the fucking map, I don't think, yet. But it's because of those big, those ones that kind of like draw all the attention, like 40 Club was that for Ethereum.
They've got DGOD. They've got DGOD as well, which is doing their second drop or something. So because I'm in the space, I hear things, but still haven't pulled the trigger. So Cade, we've got a question from Paul here. Who are great artists you following or collecting on Solana?
Let me show you. So I'll pull up my Phantom wallet here. So it's honestly Sydney Espo Visuals. She's a big. Her and Katie are the two people that I called out when they had about 100 followers, and I said these chicks are gonna fucking moon. I don't know how or what or why, but they will moon. They're the best in the content creator business, and they went from I think Sydney's at 100-something thousand now on followers. Katie's at like 50,000 followers. Their NFTs went from $10 to about. At one point, the floor was about $2,000 for her art pieces, and I had like 10 of them. And then Katie's went from like $30 or whatever it was to a few hundred. And so as far as like creators in the space, Katie went from a nobody to a girl who makes really good marketing style content videos to working full-time at Ledger. Now she's growth lead at Ledger. So she's a beast. She's crushing the space. She's got her own NFTs. So I would pull up their Twitters. I'll say Katie Brooklyn NFTs. She's probably the top one. And then Sydney Espo is another content creator. She makes a lot of educational videos. She will also be at the very top. This is Katie's page on Twitter.
Just give it a second so I can focus. Just hold on. Let me try and make you. Hold on. I don't know if there's a way that I can just focus on you, Cade.
Here, I'm
just hold on.
So if you want to follow her, Brooklyn NFT, just pause the screen and then follow her. And then here's another one. I'll just bring it up here. Keep it on me real quick. And then here's Sydney Espo. This is another chick. She's a beast on YouTube game and TikTok and everything. She will also be huge. And then super quick, let me just show you their TikTok accounts just so you can get a feel for like their face. Here is Sydney Espo, the one I just showed you. She's the artist that she's mainly in art and then focusing on education. This is her TikTok. She's got like 112,000 followers. She makes incredible content. She's really crushing the game in this style of content, just saying, what is this? And explains it really well. And then Katie, she is also a huge proponent of onboarding new people in space, especially women, but she's crushing it. She had a couple hundred followers when I found her. She is destroying the game, and she's community growth lead at Ledger now, full-time. They are both beasts, and they're really good artists too. So I think it depends on what you're looking for. You don't have to keep me on full screen anymore. It depends what you're looking for the artist. I just look for people who I think will be great content creators that people will care about and people will fuck with, and their NFTs will in turn grow in value. And then other than that, I'm trying to think who else I would put because I don't want to list too many. I'll say Lisa. So I'll show you the art pieces real quick from Sydney and Brooklyn or Katie. So these are Sydney's NFTs. I have the only one of one that is in existence for her collections. The Naked Noodle Girl is a one of one. So that's I've had some pretty crazy offers on that NFT. Then the Hand Over the Magic is next to it. And then the Side of Light is her first ever Genesis collection. So I still got a few of her NFTs. And then Katie's, this is hers. She has the Electra Ladies. These are all hers. They're just different renditions. I've got 4 of them. So those are really cool. And then this one, they're more of content creators first. And then this one is she's a artist first and then content creator, close second. Her name is Lisa. Let me find her NFT. Here it is. She's actually made me a one of one specifically of me. But this is her style. It's a very, very specific style. Beautiful artwork. You can see me in the top corner. She made me a one of one, which is amazing. So I'm like the biggest fan of her. And this is her real quick. Let me just show you her page. She's a sweetheart. She's from Australia. Incredible, incredible person. This is her on Twitter if you want to check her out. An incredible artist, top of the tier for artists. And then this is her TikTok real quick. Boom. And she also makes educational content in the NFT space. She's also a beast. Just really, really cool person. I think she'll grow. So all three of those people I'm bullish on long term, and they just make a lot of cool content. And they're sweethearts. They're amazing people. So.
Wow. Okay, so Cade knows Solana artists very well. That was cool. I like that, man. You had that ready to go, bro. That was like proper. Nice.
They're beasts. I literally, when I found them, like, you can find it on my Twitter. I'll have to find the screenshots another day. But I have screenshots of the day that I bought Sydney's artists, and I said, hey, there's 50 of these still. They're $10 right now. I guarantee you these will go up in value. 2 days later, something happened. Her video blew up. It went viral, and the NFTs went from a floor of $10 to $2,000 the next day. And I remember being like, oh shit. And then a few weeks later, she goes to 100K, and I was like, oh shit. And the same thing with Katie. I called her out a few weeks, and I said, hey, I'm buying her NFTs. I think you guys should get on her. I don't know what she's going to do. I think she's
are they Solana?
Those are Solana, yep. On Sol.
$100,000.
100,000? No, 100,000 followers.
It blew up to 100K because you started on money. You said like $10, and then 100K. I thought, oh my god, like that's.
I just saw the talent. I saw the talent on camera, and I was like, okay, they're incredible content creators. I think they're going to do really well in the Web3 space as an industry, as a person in the space, as a name and an entity. I was like, they will be really, really big, and I think they will be. And so I called them out really early. I think that's one of my talents, is like spotting talent early and saying that'll work at some point. I don't know when. Same thing with Mark. My friend Mark has been making videos for like 3 years, grinding as hard as me. And I was like, dude, he just needs, there's something missing. And as soon as he fixes that one thing, he'll blow up. He's so good. And so basically I was like, look, you need to change your camera angle. I don't care. Change the camera angle to this, something like this, and then change your hook, and you're good. Like, you're good enough, it'll work. 3 weeks later, he has a video at 1 million views. He has a video at 500K, another one at 200K. He went from 200 followers to 3,000 overnight. And I was like, this is it, dude. This is your start. So it's just something that's like, when you see that talent, it's just one of those things that if you give them a long enough time scale, those winners will always win at some point.
100%. Nice one. Paul's thanking you.
Yeah, they're incredible. And honestly, I don't know how much their NFTs are now. I mean, the NFT market has dropped a lot. So I imagine if you throw some offers, you'd probably be able to buy them at a discount. Every time on TikTok. Yeah. They're awesome. Really, really cool.
Yeah, TikTok is the future, unfortunately or fortunately. Fortunately for Cade, who knows it and is used to it. Unfortunately for old guys like me who have to learn it, because the algorithm is so unique. Instead of it being who you follow, it's your interests. And that's what attracts. And that is able to give you content that you enjoy even without you knowing it, opposed to like a Twitter where I like Cade and I follow him, but that means sometimes when he posts about his cat, which I know he doesn't have, so I have to see that as well. Whereas on TikTok, when Cade posts about his cats, TikTok knows I don't like cats, and I do like cats. It doesn't show me cats, but when Cade posts on NFTs, which I am interested in, I'll see Cade, but I'll also see someone I'm not following, right? And that's the whole thing with TikTok. And again, the numbers.
I would hire someone. No. You got money. I would hire someone.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, if you have time. I didn't know if you had time.
I don't know. I what I've heard is that I shouldn't reuse content on TikTok. That I have to spend time on TikTok, understand TikTok from a user perspective, and then make specific content for TikTok. Reusing this material for TikTok apparently is not the way to go, because it's a completely different audience. And
you can edit it up, with that? Right? Like, if you edit it up and you have the only thing that matters is the strong hook. You need a first opening 3 seconds that's big. So let me show you the video that Mark popped off. He went from getting an average of 200 views to a few thousand, but his video that got 1 million views was because of his hook. It's so obvious when you watch it, because you're like, oh yeah, that's a pretty interesting first 3 seconds. So let me show you. So if you can like, for example, if we had a good bit here that you want to use on TikTok, as long as there's something controversial or interesting that we can clip and put at the beginning of the clip, and then it's a 30-second clip, it can still do well. Most content isn't like that because we're not making videos for TikTok right now. We're making a long-form content. So this is his first 3 seconds. Ready?
Everyone is tired of this stuff.
So he said, everyone is tired of this stuff, with the caption, Black Panther is racist, on the video. right? So he says everyone is tired of this stuff, and so your initial reaction is like, what does he mean? Is he a racist? Like, what is this? And then he goes and plays this clip of this lady yelling about racist stuff, and then he basically responds to it, and it got 1 million views.
And you're saying 1 million views organic, no paid, no nothing.
Yeah, completely organic. It blew up because it's a very specific industry. He's talking about something very controversial. It was good. Like here's the video. I'll show you. You'll see why it blew up.
Okay, do the video.
Tired of this stuff. Everyone is tired of this stuff. If you really want to prove to Black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause, do not go see that movie opening weekend. You buy your ticket, you give it to a Black person or a Black family who can't afford to go, and then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors. You make sure that every Black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. So that was like the video that everyone was like shitting on, right? Essentially, she wants everyone that supports Black Lives Matter, or I guess supports Black communities, to buy tickets, give them to Black people, and then actually go to the movie theater and guard the doors so anyone that wants to ruin the movie.
So then he basically is like, this is ridiculous, and says what everyone else is thinking. Yeah, he just said what everyone else was thinking, and it was perfect. And I was like, that, yes. And so he's just really good at making videos.
Do you have to do like we do on YouTube with like tags and like all of that when you upload?
No, it's about the hook. It's about getting people to watch. The only goal that TikTok has is for people to stay on your video longer. The longer someone watches your video, the more it'll push it out.
And how long is the longest a video can go on TikTok? 5 minutes? It
can go, I think, up to 3 minutes. For some accounts, 10, but not many. I would say keep your videos max of a minute. I really try not to go over it. I try to keep my videos 15 to 45 seconds for all of them, pretty much.
So there's the TikTok alpha, guys, from the TikTok guy himself. What's the most views that you have gotten on a video?
Around 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
It was cool. I didn't really. It was a stupid fucking video too. I spent 30 seconds making it. Of course, that's always how it happens. You post a video that you forget about, and you come back and you're like, "Whoa, 2,000 new followers. What happened?" And you're like, "Oh my god!" And there's like 600 messages. You're like, "Whoa, okay." And then all the videos I spent a lot of effort on get fucking 200 or 2,000 or something. I'm like, that's just how it is.
What was that video?
It was a video of a CEO talking on a podcast with a little 5-second clip, and I was just basically like. Did like a quick little recap on it. It was a very, very quick, small video.
And what was your hook in the beginning?
No, I didn't even use my hook. I used her hook. She said something outlandish and a bit controversial in the first 3 seconds, and it got people in, so they watched the rest of the clip, and then it was just very controversial. So a lot of people were like, "I don't agree, I agree," and they're all arguing in the comments, and it was just fucking hilarious.
Huh. All right.
Yeah.
Look, yeah. All right. Let me think about it.
The more controversial you can make it, like for example, I'll show you one that has potential. It probably won't, but it has potential to blow up. Like if it blew up, I wouldn't be surprised. I basically took a clip that Elon Musk said about Dogecoin, and in the first 3 seconds, this is what I said. So if this blows up, then I wouldn't be surprised. It probably won't, but
this is what Elon Musk had to say about crypto. Mainly supporting Doge, frankly. That's the potential with it. I think actually weirdly,
yeah, go ahead. Here. All right, you ready?
This is what Elon Musk had to say about crypto. Mainly supporting Doge, frankly. That's the potential with it. I do think actually, weirdly, even though Doge was just designed to be like this ridiculous joke currency, the actual total transactional throughput capability of Doge is much higher than Bitcoin. And the fact that there's 5 billion Doge created every year is actually, I think, good for using it as a transactional part.
Right. So, and then you add a little quick recap, or if you want, or commentary, that you can. But that kind of thing where it's like, oh, Elon Musk is new.
Okay, so it's commentary on stuff.
I think those crush right now. That's what's in. There's many creators right now who are blowing the fuck up from saying something quick, showing a clip, reacting to it, and they're getting followers so fast. So I'm like, okay, let me start integrating this more.
Like I would imagine, like when Will Smith hit Chris Rock.
I made a video on that, bro. I live streamed that.
Was that must have been massive on TikTok?
Oh, unbelievably massive. Yeah, if you hopped on that trend, it doesn't matter who you are, you got views. Like it was that ridiculous. That's the best part about TikTok is it goes.
And Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Was that massive?
My god, that was the only thing on TikTok for like 6 months. Like, no joke, it's craziness. If you can really dedicate, I've dedicated a lot of time to YouTube, but I dedicate even more time to short form content, and I post onto YouTube Shorts. That's the best part. You can anything you do on TikTok, repost on the YouTube Shorts. Every third YouTube short right now is getting thousands of views for me. So it's like the best hack right now for keeping my channel afloat.
And then do you get then really interested guys saying, will you review my NFT project?
I get a lot of clients from all over. Yeah, I get a lot of people from TikTok. A lot of people from TikTok will follow me on Twitter and YouTube. So that's the best part about TikTok. It's very easy. Like, check this out. Yeah, well, you can easily go to someone's account. Like if you go to like Mark real quick, like we'll just go to his channel. So he just converted 3,000 followers overnight. And all you have to do to go to his other account is click that link or hit that Instagram icon, and it takes you there automatically. It's like, boom, easy. So it's a really, really good way to grow on all your platforms by focusing on short form, because that gets them. Because if you have a podcast with Voltura, like I did, a few hundred people are going to see it, but most people aren't looking for that. So what I can do is pull up a really interesting clip that he said, put it on TikTok, and then be like, yo, the full podcast is on my YouTube. And anyone is even remotely interested, all they have to do is click on my link and then find it. So it's a good way to get people in the door.
It's interesting. I think that it's the same as always with any human being that I know. When you don't know how to do it or you haven't done it once, it's daunting. And the best way I know how to deal with that is to do it once, and then it's not so daunting. Whether it be good or not doesn't matter. I just don't feel like I know that this sounds like your grandmother. I really feel too old for TikTok. I really do. I feel like I don't enjoy consuming that type of content. I don't enjoy being clickbaited, or hooked in the beginning and then not. So like I don't know. So I don't know. I don't vibe with it. Right?
You gotta spend one whole day consuming TikToks and finding an algorithm that you like, because you don't like it because you haven't found the algorithm that you like. I love going on TikTok because every video that comes up on my page, I'm like, fuck yeah. Every 20, 30 videos, then I'll find one I don't really care and I'll scroll past it. But most videos I like. And for you, if you find that algorithm you like, then you'll understand it more. But either way, I still think hiring someone who understands Web3 and short form content to like give you some video ideas, to throw you some ideas, send you some videos that do well, I think that would be really helpful for you, just to get an extra thing if you don't have all the time in the world.
I can hire you, Cade.
I'm trying to think of like
I'll hire you.
You could. I'm just trying to think like what I could offer value, like in a way that could actually help you.
I'll give you my login and you cut my clips and make them hooky.
No, here's how you do it. Go onto my YouTube and just start watching. No, sorry, go to my TikTok and just scroll through my profile and just go anything that has over 600 views. Just click on that one and why is this one have 600?
I can learn. I'm saying I can learn. I don't know if you don't
need to pay me. Don't pay me. Just go on my TikTok and find the ones that have more views and figure out why. And then go to the ones that don't have views and say, why did this one not get views? Because my average is 300 to 400 views, but then a lot of them get 600 to 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And just when you
why going forward don't you just do those type that get 6,000?
Because they're still sometimes random. Sometimes they're still random. Sometimes it's just timing. Sometimes it's just it's whatever. So I that's why I just post everything. I don't give a fuck. I post everything. I don't care what it looks like. I post all of them, and it's always the ones I don't think are gonna blow up that blow up. Always.
How many followers have you got on TikTok?
I've got like around the same as YouTube, like somewhere around the 8,000 mark on all my socials, like Instagram.
And how long have you been doing TikTok?
TikTok I've been going since September, but I never really made viral-ish content until the last like month or so when I figured out sound bites. I've been editing for soundbite clips to get more viral style content. And so I've been focusing more on education. So it's a slow growth. It's obviously all Web3 people, which is a small community right now, especially. But I'm not really focusing on going viral as much, but a little bit more now. So I've gained a lot of followers.
It would be so interesting if you could sort of know from your Twitter account, just as an example, how many followers came from TikTok, if you knew that. And I know it's impossible to know. Or on your YouTube, how many followers, because that's really what would interest me about it, is more just to be able to get them to watch the good full content on YouTube, But it would be interesting to know how many get converted, how many actually click through and go onto your other socials.
This might be a good way to put it. I've had a lot of people. Here's a good way to explain TikTok. When you're on TikTok scrolling a lot, you're going to see the same 5 creators that you love the most a lot. You're going to see their face pop up every 5th video. So you're going to really, really start to see them a lot, to the point where you're like, I really fuck with that person. And then you're going to see a YouTube video that gets recommended to you with their face in it, and you're going to watch the full 2-hour video one time. And from that moment, you are now a true supporter, because now you know who they are and you like them and you see them all the time. And then 2 weeks later, you're going to see another podcast. You're going to watch that. And now you really feel like you know this person, and then boom, you convert a lifetime follower like that. So that's the way I look at TikTok. You're trying to get in front of their face as much as possible by uploading as much as you can. The same 40 people that follow me closely watch almost every single video that comes out for me. So I know that they're seeing my face on their screen at least 10 times a day. That's a lot. That's to the point where they feel like they know me as a person more than any other content, probably, because you see them all the time giving hot takes, doing reviews on drinks, like stupid shit. You know what I mean?
For sure. So do me a favor, Cade, in the chat, just drop your TikTok link. I think it is in the description of this video, but it might not be. TikTok might not be. I know your other ones are definitely, but TikTok, I don't know. So just post it there.
Thank you.
Interesting, man. All right, so so professional. Interesting, my bro. Yeah, look, I must decide.
I'll put the link in, but this is my TikTok, so you know which one it is. So, okay, I'm gonna put that link in there.
I'll also after the video, I've got to add a few links. I'll add yours every time we do it. I'll have your TikTok.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's in my link tree. So I don't know what link you use, if you link my stuff at all, but if you do, my link tree is the one that's in all my bios for all my socials. You can just use that one link, and it has everything there.
Okay.
But I will comment.
Currently, I've got your Twitter, your YouTube, and I think one other. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, if you can condense it just to the one link. You can just do the one link tree. Yeah, you can just do that. It's probably easier.
I also created a link tree the other day. I used to have another one called Nifty Net, which was quite nice. I just liked the layout of it. And then I think they've discontinued, like I could still use it, but I had an issue with it where it was putting an extra / in the front where it automatically had the icon for Twitter, YouTube. And then when people would click on it, it wouldn't take them because it had 2 / where it was supposed to be 1. So I went onto their Discord. No one answered me for like a week. I went and I think they've stopped adding to it or fixing it, and then something's fucked. So I changed it. back to Linktree.
Yeah.
So
okay. Also, here's a video. You remember how I just showed you that Elon Musk video?
Mm.
Let me show you an example of a video that I just posted earlier today that did pop off. And I used the exact same strategy. So Andrew Tate, the bald guy who's blowing up on social, I don't know if you've seen him because he's big on TikTok. He's this bald guy who says a bunch of controversial shit. Everyone either hates him or loves him. So I made this video. And I said the exact same thing. I said, here's his opinion on therapy. And then I gave him a clip of him ranting. And that's all the video was. And it gets 1,500 views in the first hour. Ready?
Have you heard Andrew Tate's opinion on therapy? Have you heard Andrew Tate's opinion on therapy? Come see me with your problems. I'm going to make you sit in front of a cancer patient and explain to them everything that's wrong with your life. Have you heard of a cancer patient? And if you cannot explain that terminal cancer patient, feel sorry for you.
Okay. Who's this Andrew Tate guy? I see him everywhere. What the hell is he? Who is he?
He's this guy trying to be the opposite of woke culture. He's basically trying to instill masculinity back into men, but he's very, very extreme. So that's the point. He says extremely viral content, so it's very easy to go viral. But he has an underlying message. Like, he does have a real underlying message that is legit. Most of the shit he says is fucking bullshit, straight up bullshit. But they get clips and they get views and stuff. And every now and then there's something that he says that is genuine. But either way, dude, you can utilize that content for yourself. And it blows up. Dude, like this video, sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it blew up.
Fine. I get that he's hot and it's good to utilize for yourself. But just tell me, how did he get to the point where I'm hearing of him everywhere?
I can tell you.
Did he TikTok? Is that where he built?
Let me tell you, bro. This is a fucking masterclass of a pyramid scheme. What he did is he started.
No, masterclass of marketing.
No. Pyramid scheme. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
He started to blow up a little bit. Going viral a little bit. Had a lot of followers, whatever. So what he did is he got a really, really strong core group of 10 to 20,000 people. Got them enlisted in this monthly subscription to this university called Hustlers University. Because he's rich. He's rich as fuck. He made a lot of money selling. He had an OnlyFans website that he was in charge of, and he had all these women making money for him. He took most of the money, blah, blah, blah. So he's rich as fuck. He's like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So extremely rich. He says whatever he wants. He doesn't care. What's up, David? Thank you. What he did is he can get all these people into this university, a subscription model, and it teaches you how to make money. It doesn't. It's not that good. It's a normal ass online course, typical guru shit, right? But one of the ways you can make money is by getting other people to join with your link as an ambassador, right? So the only way to do it is to make videos of Andrew Tate go viral. And if you get other people to go, if you get his video to go viral and 200 people click your link and join because of your video, you get a 50% commission off their thing. So you get $25 a person per month. And so all these people are joining. He's got over 100,000 people in there. I would say probably 30,000 of them are making videos every single day, probably 10 to 50 a day, trying to get more people to join. He's got over 100,000
On what
people
platform?
It's his own website. It's on Discord, though. That's
No.
Discord.
On what platform are people making videos of him?
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything. But the goal is to get them to click on the link and to join the university. Then they get their commission. So everyone's making money, and it's a pyramid scheme, but like not really, because they're getting 50%. I've been part of the pyramid scheme, and I only got 10%. Like I was the guy at the bottom making get with a link for like an ambassador for fitness clothing, and they were getting a 90%. I was getting 10. He's giving 50% because he doesn't need the money. He's just growing. He's the most clicked, most searched man on the internet right now. He's the number one famous person. It's unreal. But pyramid scheme, basically.
and like a year ago, he didn't exist on the internet.
Maybe like a year. He started to, I think in the past like 6 months is when he decided I'm going to take over. But before that, he was making videos here and there. He was never like crazy viral. He really started to pick up the past 6 months or so.
But before that, he was still doing videos on TikTok.
A little bit, but he wasn't like doing what he's doing now. He was just posting stuff.
No, I get it. I get it.
But he really ramped it up with this course.
Yeah, JR, nice to see you, my man. Affiliate marketing. It's like Tupperware back in the day. I'm giving away my age. Do you know Tupperware was like that? You could sign up to sell Tupperware, right? And if you referred your friend to sign up, you'd earn a portion of this commission, and they'd earn less. It's like the good old days Tupperware.
Yeah.
Got Paul here. Paul, I'm so happy, man. Every Friday, same time, 9:30 p.m. CEST.
Yeah.
On my channel, you get Cade and I for the price of one. 2 for the price of one.
For
But
free,
David
too.
here-
We're not doing an NFT project for you to watch this content.
Yeah, look, I mean, David, I agree. In the end of the day, I mean, how much money has he made? Do we know?
He right now he's pulling in $6 million a month from the university by itself.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's $50 to join. He's got 100-something thousand people, so 100,000. We'll just say 110,000, just because I don't know how many. 110,000 times 50 a month, $5.5 million per month just from the university. He also makes a lot of money with merch. He makes a lot of money with coaching. He makes a lot of money with showing up on people's streams. I'm sure they have to pay him. That man is making, I would say, probably $10 million a month across everything. I would say that. It's ridiculous. Wow. Yeah. Imagine, bro. Imagine you could buy.
So don't watch my video that you have to work for 20 years to really succeed.
He's selling the dream. He's selling the dream. No one will get to his level.
Rich. No, sure.
Yours
so he's the top of the pyramid. Yeah.
Yours is the way. You will get rich by you following Philip's advice. You will not get rich likely by following Tate's advice. You're just gonna get slapped in the face by a bunch of women when you say the wrong thing because he's from the Middle East, dude. He's from the Eastern Romania, third world country. He grew up in that world with webcam models. Like that's his reality. That's why he has these thoughts.
For $10 million a month, you guys can throw eggs at me all day. I'll just stand there. Like, I don't mind getting slapped in the face. Like, honestly, I told you, yes, it's $10 million a month. You do it for a year, and your children, your children's children, everyone is just set for life.
Yep. That's how I look at it, dude. Like, for me, with the money, like, I want to be able to just set it aside. So, okay, I'm set. I'm good to go. Good to go forever. That would just be such a big relief. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I know when you get to a certain point, now you just want more, but at least it won't come from a place of being like, I don't know what the word is, like just being desperate,
Yeah. Look, there's a very interesting study about at a certain point of earning consistently. So let's say you were 100% guaranteed a certain amount every month. There's no risk that could be taken away from you. At a certain amount of earning, when your needs are looked after perfectly, like food, shelter, all the Maslow hierarchy of needs are completely looked after perfectly. The extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is a month, doesn't make you that much happier.
But that's where I think, okay, so say I'm making $10,000 a month. We'll just get that would
it covers you fully.
But here's the thing: what if I make 10,000 and I get an opportunity to make 15,000? What I would probably do if I'm in that position where I'm good to go, I don't need this much money, it's not going to make me happier. What I want to do, which is one of my biggest things to get rich, one of the main reasons, is I want to be able to do funny stuff that is just low key, going to change people's lives for fun. Like I want to be able to walk into a restaurant, give every single server there a $600 tip or something just stupid like that, where it's like it makes their entire day, will probably make their whole month, just for fun, and then walk out of there like an anonymous person and just leave. Like those kind of things I want to do. I want to have a foundation for homeless people. Like those are things I want to do, and I can't accomplish those till I'm richer. But those are things that would feed my soul, and I feel like that's how you can combat that.
Yeah.
But
no, look, yeah. So all I'm saying to you is once you get to that point where it's covered, it is better, but it doesn't. You start thinking, okay, I got to cover my kids. Then, okay, what happens if my kids can't keep it? I got to cover my grandkids that don't exist yet. Right?
Dude, no, fuck my grandkids. Fuck my grandkids and my kids. They're not getting my money. I'm spending all my money. Alex Hormozy said the same thing. He said, when I'm dead, all my money better be gone. He goes, I better have spent all my money by the time.
No, so I don't look at it. I don't look at it that way. I mean, I think first of all, while they're young, you got to. It's your responsibility to give them.
I mean, after when I'm dead, I want to give them some money, but like I'm not going to hand them like $20 million or something crazy like that. Like you can have some money for my life insurance or whatever's left in my bank account, but I'm not going to like store 70% of my wealth in a bank account just so I can have it when I'm dead to give them to them.
Like, so what are you going to do?
What are you going to do with that 70%? What are you going to spend it on? Well, here's what I want to do. I've got 46 access key holders right now, right? I'm going to have probably 50 to 60 total at the max. At max of 100. There's a cap at 100. I'll never be more than 100 access keys. I'm likely going to stop after this next collection of the sequel, but I've also only 24. Things might change. That's why I have the cap at 100. So the next collection will likely be 10 to 15 to 20, something like that. And that's the goal, is to make their lives epic as shit. I want to be like, okay, raffle. Whoever wins, your entire family gets paid to go to Disney World for a week. All expenses paid. You get all these things. Like I want to do funny, crazy shit like that just as a part of it. But I don't want to have, if I'm rich at least, like I don't want to have $10 million sitting in a bank account on my deathbed. Like I should have used that to go do some cool shit and some dope stuff for people. That's how I want to use it. But I want to be able to do it, so I need to have money to do it.
No, sure. But I mean, I'd rather give $10 million to my children than give it to like strangers. Right?
I see what you're saying. I don't know. I'm so scared about that with my kids. Like I'm so scared to have kids because I don't want them to turn out as like a piece of shit. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people.
So hold on. No. So there's clever ways of doing it. So you put your estate planning together, and then you say, okay, provided that they employed and at a certain age, because you don't know when you're going to die, right?
Right.
So like you can say, okay, they have to be at 21. Give them each a tiny amount, right, so that they can get a small flat or whatever. Okay, then if they're 35 and above, if they have kids and whatever, if they're employed and trying and working, so you can sort of do it, not to give it all at once. You can even put it in an account where they get a salary or an amount every single month, right? So instead of giving them like $10 million, you end up giving them $2,000 a month for the rest of their life, being managed through the state.
I don't want to do that. I don't want them to be like thinking about it where they're like, I'm just doing this so I can get my monthly paycheck. Like I just don't. Yeah. I don't know.
I haven't thought it out. I haven't thought it out fully. Exactly.
I'm scared, bro.
The mechanics of it.
I hate the way I hate the way I felt growing up, but I'm glad I did, because now I'm at this point where I feel like if I didn't have that, I would have turned out as a shittier person. But at the same time, I don't want my kids to go through the shit that I felt because it was so shitty. So I'm like, I'm at a loss. I don't know how to do it. Just like feeling not appreciated, feeling like I'm invisible kind of thing, like growing up. And that's partially from parents, partially from the way I was, like the situation I was in growing up. So I don't like the way that feels as a kid, to feel like you're being pushed out of the group kind of thing. But at the same time, that's made me who I am and made me, I feel like, into a good person. So I'm like, at the same time, like it's good I went through it, but it was so shitty growing up that I feel like there's got to be a way to not have a shit upbringing and still turn out okay. I just don't know how to balance that, especially if I get to a point where I'm making good money and I'm able to do a great amount of stuff for my kids. I've seen a lot of situations because I grew up around rich kids because I was at that school and my dad got me in for free. I was at a school with a bunch of rich kids who have really amazing people as parents, really great people, and they had a lot of money. And 60% of the kids turned out pieces of shit, like straight up pieces of shit. And I just don't like that because I'm like, fuck. What if I'm that poor guy parent who's rich and is a good person and they instill good values, they lead their example, and their kid turns out to be an asshole? Like, I'm just scared of that. I don't know.
Look, yeah, just a lot to unpack. I think in the end of the day, as a parent, you can only do the best that you can, and your intentions are good. And I think no matter what, everyone's going to be fucked up. Like, you can see people who were brought up in the like what appears to be a really great upbringing in many ways, and objectively is, and they're sitting at the age of 50 still in psychologist chairs all day about woe me, my life was so terrible. Then you get some kid who was fucked up his whole life by his parents and treated like shit, and he said, look, whatever happened, I'm not going to let that define me, and is busy succeeding or whatever. At the end of the day, every parent's going to do good and bad or make mistakes, and I think in the end of the day your kids are going to be fucked up no matter what you do. So you just try your best and relax, because it's not your fault. Everyone's human. It's not like parents are like subhuman. We're literally human and make mistakes and whatever. But the money side's interesting to me. When you were growing up, your family, your parents and whatever, did you struggle, or were you medium, or were you?
We didn't. I would say we struggled, but we couldn't like go on a trip. Like if you were like, hey, like let's go here tomorrow, it's like, oh yeah, that's not possible. We'd have to save for a year or two to like go on a big trip. But like, and I couldn't go to like a gas station and spend $10 on food or drinks or snacks. Like that's not a thing. If we're going to a movie theater, we're bringing pretzels. Like it was that kind of not bad, but it's one of those things that like we never could afford little things like that. And so my whole life I was like, I just want to have a little bit extra income so I can always be able to buy whatever I want. It's not like I'm going to, but I want the option to be able to. And so I just grew up thinking like this kind of blows a little bit. Like it's just fine, but it like kind of blows. Like we're almost to a point where I feel like it'd be cool, but it kind of blows. And I just didn't. I feel like I wasn't as open-minded as I wish I could have been. Like I definitely looked at my dad, and it sounds awful. Like sometimes when I was a kid, I would look at him and be like, oh man, he's just a teacher. He's just this. He's not trying this. And now when I look back, I'm like, damn, bro, that was like wrong. He was a teacher, but he like chose to be in teaching, and he had all these other skills to be a great software engineer, all these things. But he also like low-key went to represent the United States of America at a Microsoft conference. So he actually was a badass. I just didn't give him credit. And so it kind of stunk back then. My perspective on life was just like, I suck. I'm not good at anything. I'm not that great. It reminds me so
much of that poem. My dad began as a god. I don't know if you've ever read it. I did it in English class at school. I can't recite it for you. But the basic thing of it is like when you're small, or when this person writing the poem, when one is small, young boy, your dad is like this god, especially when you're very young. Very, very young, dad is dad, dad can kill Superman, dad can do anything. And then he said, funny how as he grew up, and I think this is what you were talking about when you said you mislooked at your dad, as I grew up, how this God slowly shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. And then it goes full circle. It says, and then when you get to stage 9, you start to actually realize how you are only knee high to this long lost God, right? Wow. Going through your whole life, right? Because you start to realize like later when they're not there anymore, and you now a parent. And you now, and you used to look at how he used to lose his temper and think, he's so terrible. And now you're a parent and you like find yourself shaking the same way he was shaking with just frustration. And how, and you start to come full circle. Like he's a better man than I could ever be.
He just, I wish he had communicated that, like, that's why he would do things. And he didn't tell me why he would do them. So I was just like, why is this dork doing these like stupid things? So lame.
Either way, you've come to the realization now,
Yeah. When I was growing up, I think I saw these big superhero characters and wanted my dad to be that. My dad's like 5'8", 170 pounds. Like he's like a normal ass looking dude, not full of muscle or anything. But when I was looking at father figure type people, he was always 6'1" dudes with muscles and they could fight people and stuff. And my dad's a nerd. My dad's like a nerd who sits in front of computers. Like he's not like that. So when I had this idea of what I wanted it to be and it wasn't that, I think that's growing up, that's what I thought it was. And now that I'm here, like obviously I don't look at it the same. I'm like, wow, that was kind of crappy that I thought about it like that. But mean, that's the situation. And now I'm at a point where, like, in the next year or so, I want to start doing MMA because I want to be able to fight. I've already got muscle. Like, I want to be so, like, when I have a kid, I want him to look at me and I want to fit the description of a hero for him because that's not what I had growing up. But also, like, I don't know how that's going to affect him. It might affect him in a terrible way. So I'm like, fuck.
You'll be a hero to him anyway, especially if you're good to him and you love him and you care about him. They know that, and you'll be a hero to them anyway, no matter how big or small you are. That's irrelevant. You don't. I mean, if you want to learn MMA for yourself, do it. Great.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But don't do it to physically be that superhero to your kid. You are, as they come out, and the fact that they need you to live, and they know that as they come out subconsciously, they know that they literally need you to live. You are that hero for the beginning until they get to teenagers, apparently, which I don't have yet. But I'm close. 2 years. What, Danny and Jake are 10 in December. What, 3 years? 3 years from now, I'm going to have teenagers.
By the time they're teenagers, you're going to have probably the Cryptopunk. And and plus, about at that point, NFTs will be mainstream, and your kids will be like, "Yo, my dad's a fucking CryptoPunk. What do you got? What do you got?" You
know what's funny? So they now tell everyone I'm a YouTuber, right? So I said to them, I went to a parent-teacher thing, and they're like, "What do you do?" So I said, "No, I've got a corporate gift company." She said, "But your son said you're a YouTuber." I said, "Yeah, I've been in corporate gifts for 20 years. I've been doing YouTube for like 8 months or something. Okay, I'm not yes, I'm on. I do YouTube videos now but no, I'm an entrepreneur. They're so proud. Like YouTube guys are stars.
So cool. That's so cool.
But yeah, it's funny, man.
What is your dad?
Right there. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah. Well, now it's funny. Like now my dad.
What did I do 8 months ago in their mind?
That is so cool. Oh no, Phil disappeared or something. I was just gonna say, like, my dad now works with Silicon Valley, so he's one of those people that it's the same. Yeah, you look up to them. You're like, damn, this guy works at Silicon Valley. That's fucking dope. And for me too, like, now that I'm officially kind of established in the YouTube game, now I can confidently say, like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. I do YouTube, and it's cool. Versus, like, when I was growing up, nothing I did was perceived cool. And so I was bashful about everything. And I was like, oh, like, I'm just this. Like, I'm a soccer player, but, like, I'm only JV. I'm a soccer player, but I'm not captain. I'm a soccer player, but I'm not the top goal scorer. So I was very sheepish about everything. And I think that's just part of growing up and getting more confident and testing yourself. And eventually you get more self-confidence in yourself and you're able to hold your chest out a little bit. I don't know what happened. It just, like, shut off.
Yeah, no. So it's just shut down. But I'm using I just came back on my webcam.
Okay.
You can see the difference now, hey?
You look like a CryptoPunk. You look like a CryptoPunk right now.
CryptoPunk version of me.
Wait, I want to take a photo of this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you have sunglasses by you?
No, not by me.
I was gonna say,
but the funny thing is, because it's not. Let's just see. Yeah, because Cade said to me a couple of weeks ago, he said, "Listen, bro, you need to get a proper webcam." And I said, and now being on one and changing back to this, you can tell I'm not a webcam, a proper cam. Yeah, you can tell the difference. I said,
your audio's chopped again.
Is it? I think.
Yeah.
It's all messing it up. I think let's end it here, my brother.
Okay.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. I know both of us drop cool stuff every day on Twitter. Join our Discord. We both have good discourse. Look after each other. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.